Okay, so I liked the second song much better. Just music-wise, I did not like the first song. I don't get into like very hard or harsh dubstep so much, so I didn't really like the first, like the music of the first one. I liked every time she was singing, but then I feel like I would have preferred that song if it were just a cappella. No, no music, because the music that it had was just so harsh and abrasive. Although I guess you could say it did match with what she was describing in that song. And I thought it was just amazing the way that it did flow right into the next one. Theme-wise as well as music-wise, and I feel like the second song, it didn't sound like the previous song. Like, the tune was different, but still, I feel like story-wise, as far as the lyrics went, it both sound like they're about a kind of crisis. It sounds like in the first one, there's a lot of confusion there about like kind of like an out of touch with reality sort of thing. But then the second one seems more like maybe somebody who got so overwhelmed by everything they just started to kind of pull back into themselves. And they need to escape that and get back to functioning well again, by whatever means possible. What's weird to me is towards the ending, like, or at the ending, where it's like, when it showed the arrow being shot, I could have sworn that it missed her. I would probably have to go back and rewatch it, but it looked like it missed her and didn't get her. And then at the end, you see that it did. But that's also an interesting metaphor, too, that she would be hunting herself down. And not only hunting herself down, but hunting the version of herself from the previous setting. So, basically, a former version of herself. Visually, it was very just incredible. Like, it kept surprising with everything it did. It was just wow. It reminded me actually a lot of I don't know if I'm probably going to mispronounce it, but PVRIS, which I don't know if that's supposed to be pronounced Paris. Are you supposed to just pretend that that's an A? I don't know. But that group, it reminded me so much of their music. Even vocally, it reminded me of their music. And the visuals had a very Like the way that Paris's stuff is very, like, or Paris, I don't know how you say it, is very surreal and bordering on, sometimes not just bordering, like some of their stuff is kind of like along the lines of like scary. This kind of went there too, but it was done in a way that was very surreal, like the way that the other groups' music videos are. So very interesting. Her name sounds so familiar to me. I could have sworn I've heard of that artist before. I just don't know when or where I've heard it before. But that was just mind-blowingly just awesome. And it was just an amazing, like, deep look at, I would say, like, I felt like it was describing sort of like the kind of crisis a person would go through that would lead them into a sort of fatigued state. Like, like, it could be caused by so many different types of things. It could be like, sensory overload, or any kind of extreme crisis that could happen to people. But I think the thing is, I feel like every person has limits to how much they can take before they get overwhelmed. And I feel like we've all experienced kind of panic attacks before. Or any other, like, even people who haven't experienced trauma, or even people who have an easier time processing situations or sensations. It could happen to anybody. Just even emotionally, I feel like. So I feel like it could apply to so many different things because of that. Because there's so many ways in which a person could get to that place. So many reasons a person could. But it's just a very fascinating video, very fascinating song, and it was awesome.